Cheers gang, I'm Cheers and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join the gang. Episode 2 of What's Tea with Tea, and we have Brittany Simone.
Hi guys, so I am Brittany. Well, my name is actually Brittany Anderson, but I go by Brittany Simone because Simone is my middle name. I don't know if people think Simone is my last name.
I think I thought so at first.
But yeah, my name is Brittany Anderson. I'm 22 years old. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah.
And she's that girl.
And I'm that girl.
So, we have some questions. No, we both will be answering, but they're more likely directed to you, okay?
Okay, right.
Every time I do a Q&A, I feel like I get questions about living alone. Like, everybody want to move out, everybody want to live alone. Which I feel like it's a bit of rose. Trust it's not. But it's not. How do you cope with living on your own?
Okay, so I will always tell people living alone, especially at a young age, not easy. If me could have the privilege to live with parents and not have to pay rent, trust and believe, I would be doing it. Because rent is not cheap, especially if you live in a Kingston. On top of that, you have bills to pay, you have to move around, you have to eat. It's a lot. But
and not having someone there.
Yes. Like if you're sick, I have to take care of myself. I'm in here, I'm mad out by myself, you know, like I not have nobody for me and look a soup for me, nothing like that. But I do like the freedom. I like the comfort of coming home and I can just lay down in my bed and I have nobody to nag me. But I mean, I can't say I prefer that over not living with family. Because I feel like when you live with family and you have company, it's kind of fulfilling. Like the older I get, the more I love being around people that I love. Not just around anybody, but around family. If I didn't have like a roommate, like my best friend, I feel like I would be better. I'm very lonely here sometimes. Don't like it. 0 out of 10 would recommend to a friend.
0 out of 10?
Okay, probably not 0 out of 10.
Like I like being alone sometimes. Like, you know, not having just
I would say 40-60.
40.
Not even 50-50. But like 40. Like 40%, yeah, I like it. 60, don't. I don't know. But if you want to do it, if you're in a situation that it's really toxic, because that was me, I had to get out of it. So if that's the case for you and you feel like it's going to be beneficial to your mental health and you can afford it, you're not going to be struggling, then feel free. It's going to be scary at first. I was scared living alone, especially as like a woman, a female. But it gets easier. Live in a good area, make sure it has good security, all of that. And don't tell nobody where you live, don't post where you live, be private. And you'll be okay. Do what you have to do, girl.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the only reason why I'd be like, oh yeah, get out. But if your parents okay with you being there, if it's not a toxic home or anything, like stay with your parents as long as you can and save.
Stay with
Paying
them.
rent really is not it if you can save and get a mortgage or something like
Saving
that.
in your 20s. Listen, I wish I could have more savings right now, but if you can save,
Brady's just 22 when she's saying this.
I wish I could have more savings because I feel like by now I have a car. The money when I take I spend on rent, I would have a car long time. I could be doing so much more for myself. But you see that rent something there monthly, it never my money.
Yeah.
So if you can live with your parents, I'm telling you guys, stay with them.
Don't rush them. Not because you want to. First of all, if it's because of a man, first of all, it's not worth it. And secondly, if it's a man, you're supposed to be able to go to his place. You don't need him at your parents' house, okay?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, sweetie.
I know that's a reason no fan of well want to rush into big woman stuff and live alone because the freedom is nice.
If you want to be a big woman, that means say if I have a big man, and your big man's supposed to have a place of his own where you can go there and him drop you back at your yard.
Right. Wow, okay. How to step back into the dating game when you have avoided it for years? And I think we both have, based off of, I think we have both done that because I was single for like 2 years. You said you were single for 3 years because I was watching every day this morning.
Yeah.
So you were single for 3 years. Like, how do you step back into it? Because that's a long time to be single. Enough girls cannot stay single. They don't know how to stay single.
Okay, so firstly, I realized that even whenever I get into a relationship, I'm never looking for it. Because I feel like when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna date, I'm gonna get to know this person, usually I don't like them because it feels kind of forced. Like, why I date people, why I get to know people. I feel like,
When it's a way.
I just feel like I usually meet somebody and it comes natural. And I'm like, I like this guy. And you know, I end up start go out with them, read date date more, and then we end up just get together after a while. But stepping back into the dating scene, like even right now, because I'm a single girl right now, it's looking very dusty out there. I'm not even gonna lie. Men these days are not mening. Like they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. And them not want one woman. And I'm not saying every man is like that, so before y'all come for me, don't even bother. But, and don't be like, oh, that's the type of men that you're attracting, because all of them start off good in the first place. If I knew that I was gonna be with a man that's gonna cheat on me or did he started that, why would I be with him? You get what I'm saying? Men start off good in the beginning. Them say this dream, them say, oh, I want to marry you, you're the girl of my dreams, I want to be with you forever, and then them turn out to be the same thing like the rest of them. So that kind of traumatized me. Like, I don't want to dip back my foot into the dating scene, because it's just like...
So you're planning to like take another long break? Like if someone come and, but cause they say, oh, you step back, like how do you even give someone the chance to like get to know them? And
okay, so for me these days, I pray for discernment. So I've been asking God, if somebody's not meant to be in my life, please show me the signs from early on. So right now, I'm not against dating. You know, if I meet a nice guy and him seem nice and he's like, oh, let me take you on a date, I will go.
Yeah.
But I pray about every situation that I get into. Like, God, show me little things in this month so I can know from early if I'm supposed to go on a second date or a third date, you know. So I feel like it depends on what you want in life. If you think that, oh, you know, I just want to focus on myself right now, feel free to do that. If you feel like you're healed, make sure that you're healed before you step back into dating, because you don't want to bring any trauma from any past situations into,
and sabotage it,
you know. So make sure that you're healed, and when you're ready to step back into it, I feel like, you know, people will come along. If nobody is coming along, God knows why you date right now. So don't force it.
So like you're gonna encourage people like on TikTok, people like, oh, where do you find this man? And people like, oh, go to the bar, go to here, go to there, and so forth. Like,
I mean, even if you do that, you can go there and nobody approaches you. So,
but not every girl. Some girls, they don't mind making the first move, you know.
Well,
they make the first move, there's they already lose their value in that relationship.
And not even 100%, because I don't know. I feel like when a man is interested in you, you're gonna see like little signs. So even like a look on you, them little something there, sending you like little signals. So if you do decide to approach him first and it turns out to be something good, fine. But if a man is completely minding his business, clearly not interested in you, and you go approach him and you're doing the most, then I don't know.
I feel like my type of guy wouldn't want me to approach him. So
yeah, and I don't approach men. I'm not encouraging it, but if you're that type of girl that it worked for you before, feel free, sis.
So okay, to answer that question, because I was single for 2 years, and to step back into it last year, because while I was single, I intentionally was like, I'm not dating. So early last year when I decided to start dating, I decided that okay, I was intentional with it. I'm going to date and I'm going to date multiple people. Okay. Dating multiple people is going on dates. There's no kissing, there's no sex, there's no nothing. It's a dating. You're getting to know someone. No. So that's what I did. I was dating like 4 people at once, going on dates, like probably second date. If you do something on that date or say something that doesn't align with what I want, there won't be a next date. No. And I just made the best man win. Like, that's and
even the other day, this guy that I used to talk to him reached out to me and he was like, you know, I'm back in Jamaica, do you want to go get a drink? And I was like, yeah, you know, sure, no problem. To me, it was like catch up. But while I was there, he was saying, you know, I still think that you're very attractive, whatever. And then he was just mentioning about like wanting to kiss me. And I'm like, no.
I mean, no kiss though. Like, I'm just ready for putting them up.
Oh, not so kissy.
You move too fast, man. Like, slow down.
And he was saying, you know, kissing is not nothing. It's just no.
To you.
Kissing is a big thing for me. I don't just be kissing anybody. I have to really like you as a person to want to share my saliva with you. Kissing is a lot. I don't just be kissing people.
Okay, describe your type. And I don't feel like it only means physical though, because that is just, I feel like that's a really small part of it. Like that's the first thing that you see definitely, but then there's so much that
Okay.
goes.
So let me be honest. Typically, on a regular day, my type would be a man that's taller than me. I like my men dark skin. I don't like men with hair. I like the low fade. You know, handsome. You know, I will be a cute boy. But you know, handsome, attractive. If we make babies together.
In your eyes, are just overall
In my eyes.
conventionally handsome.
In my eyes, because at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody wants him but my man. My man and my man. And if you don't find him attractive, even better for me.
I know your man.
You know, look funny. But these days, I'm trying to take my focus off of the physical. And I'm not saying I want to date somebody that's not attractive to me, but I'm trying to focus more on a man that treats me well. Because I feel like when a man look good, it make you forget everything else. Oh, you're like, oh my god, this man look good.
Is it true? You go for the medium or ugly men really?
But the personality is not that great. So I'm going for a man that treat me well. And I feel like when a man treat you well, eventually you will fall in love with the physical.
So even if, because first attraction, right? So someone that is, say you normally go for an 8 to 10. So you meet someone that's like a 5. You give him a chance just to find out how he is, like his personality.
Well, as I say, I still have to be attracted to you as a person, but I'm not focused on my typical type. So meaning, oh, you don't have to be the tallest now. You don't have to look a certain way. You know, like once I'm attracted to you, like I'm like, okay, you know, I can work with this. Like, and once a man treat me well, like eventually I'm gonna like him. Because I feel like that's what's important. How a person treat you and their personality is more important than the physical. So I'm done with the, oh, him have to look this type of way for me. There with him. Like, I'm not with that anymore. It don't make no sense. And I feel like you're missing out on good people by saying, oh, this is my type and this is all I want to date.
I feel like it's kind of small-minded, but it's on you. But what are some characteristics that you do?
Okay, so I like when men are very giving, and it doesn't have to be like money wise, but you know, just helpful. I love acts of service. So if you hear me talking about something and I'm just like, oh, you know, I need help with this, he's just like, oh, you know, babes, I got you, I'm gonna sort this out for you, or I know your link, I'm gonna set you onto that link here, you know, I like them. I like those type of people.
Cleo, don't you see we're doing a video here? Don't ever regret bringing you. Should have left you home alone, huh? Cleo! Yeah, you're saying that you love acts of service.
Yes, I love acts of service. I like a man that knows how to listen. Like a man that knows how to communicate, because in this day and age, communication is so important. And just a man that knows how to compromise and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to be saying to my man, oh, you know, babe, I don't like this, and he's seen it as an argument instead of actually understanding what I'm saying and be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. And you know me, I said, like, yeah, man, not do that. So I was saying, like, when you have a man, you want to make sure that it's a man that can listen to you and just communicate, understanding what you're saying. Because I've met a lot of guys, and every time I bring up something,
they feel like you're trying to argue.
They think me trying to argue when I'm just trying to be like, I don't like this, you know, or just communicate what I would want you to do better. Just look at things like that. Like, you need a man that can communicate.
Acts of service, like a generous man, or a thoughtful man, really, because to execute acts of service, you really have to be thoughtful.
Really.
So that
good communication. I wouldn't say family oriented, but I feel like I look at the relationship that a man has with his mom and how he treats the woman in his life, because I feel like that's gonna determine how you're gonna treat me as a person. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, people can't have trauma with their parents and stuff, but at the same time, it's how you go about it. Like, if you're a man where you this your mother and them something there. What else? I think that's really it for me. Obviously, there's more there, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Okay, more than ever, and they're always talking about God. So, they would be with a man that is not as godly as you would like, or someone that doesn't really care for God, or probably they don't believe in it, or they don't know if they believe, like they're not sure, they're not secure in their
So
religion.
I made that mistake thinking that it's okay to date a man that's not 100% religious, and it doesn't work. No matter how you feel like, oh, I can change this man, it doesn't work. Because what I'm starting to realize, a man that does not love God is not gonna know how to love me. And it might sound very cliche and you're just like, oh, that don't make no sense, but trust and believe, it's so important, the relationship that a man has with God. So for me, like these days whenever I'm dating, I have to know what's your relationship with God. And if you don't have one, I'm not interested. Like for me, that's a red flag going forward. If you're not a man of God, I'm not interested.
Right.
Because I feel like the older we get, it's just like, I don't know, like your beliefs and everything about wanting to be married and all of that, it ties into God. It really does tie into God. You know, like I want, if me and my man have an argument, or we're going through a tough time, him having enough faith in God for no say it's gonna work out. You know, a man that doesn't have faith is gonna be a man that gives up very easily. And that makes a sense. So having a man of God, very important. So that's definitely a quality that I look for in a man. Thank you for reminding me, because when I don't remember that.
Yeah. Remember, because there's one time this guy just joke around, like in church, joke around, be like, oh, I'm the devil. And from there, just like,
Oh, I'm the devil?
yes, in the church. And then the only reason you came up to the altar and sit beside me was because someone was looking at you weird. And I'm just like,
oh no.
yeah, that's not it. What's your biggest fear right now?
What's my biggest fear right now? I think my biggest fear right now is not getting to live the life that I always wanted to live. You know, so for me, my dream life is definitely being happy. And for me, happiness is being married, having a family of my own one day. And when I say being married, I mean, because people just married for marriage sometimes.
Right.
I actually want a functional, happy marriage. You know, like a good man, a man of God. You know, I want my two little cocomelon them. You know, I want to have a family that's built on God. I want to go to church, them look at something there. Obviously, I want to be successful. I want a successful man. And I want to live a happy life. You know, I want to be at peace. And sometimes, just by the experiences, I'm like, am I really gonna have this life one day? Because the men that I be encountering, it kind of just discourage me. Because I will think I find the one and then it's not the one. And I'm like, how many more of these people am I gonna have to go through before I actually get to where I want to be? Or am I ever going to get to where I want to be? Is there anybody
But then you're so
out
young
there?
to be thinking that when it comes on to...
I mean, people say that I'm young, but for me, age is just a number.
So it's like, this is your mindset and you feel like this is where you're at in life right now?
I'm not saying that, I don't need it right away, but it's a thing where I want to be on the path for it to happen. Because I'm starting to realize that most of the things that people do my age, like the partying, the going out to clubs and whatever, and people would say, oh, you know, live your life right now. That's not life for me. You know, life is different for everybody, and everybody wants a different thing in life at a different time.
Right.
So even if it doesn't happen for me right now, you know, like I'm okay with that. I feel like everything is gonna happen in its perfect timing.
But I feel like it's definitely too young, in my opinion, for you to be thinking that, okay, like for you to be discouraged already. Because you're like 23.
Okay, so I don't want to say 23. So I don't want to say I'm discouraged. That's not the word. I'm definitely not discouraged, but I think it's more of looking at the dating pool right now.
You know, that promising.
And it doesn't look promising. So, and at the end of the day, like I'm still very hopeful, which is why I always say I'm open to dating. And if that person does come along, like whatever, like I'm always open to dating, and I do believe that God will eventually give me my happy ending. So right now I'm chilling, you know, like I'm not focusing on finding love, or that's not my focus right now. Right now it's
somewhere down the line.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, even though people be like, oh, I'm young, it will come, I feel like we're all humans and we still have it in the back of our head like, am I really gonna experience this one day? I feel like everybody think about it. No matter how people want to say, oh, I'm not focused on love right now, I'm just focusing on myself. We all have that one little thought where we're just like,
I wasn't thinking that at 22 though at all.
oh well,
I think like because like no more
I feel like things and time change right now. I
so
feel like
because you're seeing it more in your eyes, huh?
Definitely not.
Not?
I just feel like the life that I live at 22, a lot of people back then was not living this life at 22.
Right. No, like honestly, that's fact.
Because I feel like even though I'm 22, it's just that age for me. I feel like I'm very... People say I'm mature. I don't call myself mature because I feel like at the end of the day, even though I'm 22 and I have all these experiences, you know, like, I'm still...
You are mature.
I'm still young at heart.
I know people that is 26 and they don't have the mindset or think about the stuff that you talk about. Like, you're mature for your age and you need to accept that.
Okay, right.
Accept it.
So for me, again, it's not an age thing. It's just where you're at in life. So I've been living alone for 3 years now, which means that if I am going to be dating somebody, I am not dating a man that lives with his parents. And I'm just being real. That's not going to be beneficial to me.
And there's a lot of 22-year-old men that's living with their parents.
And people will be like, oh, that's very, why you're looking down on somebody. But let me explain.
That's not looking down.
At the end of the day, if I'm 22 and I'm dating somebody that still live with their parents, I don't think it's beneficial to me. Because at the end of the day, like, you can come here, but I'm not gonna go to anybody's mother's house if they're living there. Like, I'm not sleeping in a house that your mom is in. You get what I'm saying? Like, if it's a case where we're together and your mother lives somewhere else and we're visiting, whatever, that's different. But I'm not sleeping with a man that's like...
Yeah.
And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. If you're 22 and you live with your parents, as I said before, do not rush to come out of your parents'
No, but I feel like it
house.
could be the same thing as having a car. Like, no, me that I have a car, I would not date a man that don't have a car. Because what am I doing picking up you as a man? I don't feel like as a man you're supposed to be doing better than
I
me.
feel like we're supposed to be equally yoked. Like, we have to be on the same level. You can't be pulling me back. You get what me I say? Like, I can't be going backwards in life. It has to be a man where I pull me forward.
And you know your partner really have a lot to do with your place in life and how fast you move in life.
Oh, definitely, 100%. So if I'm dating somebody and I'm doing better than them and them barely have pulled the weight of life,
you're going to have to be feeding into that person to help them get on your level. Then you have some man where easily bad mind them woman, then I like when the woman do better than them. So they pull you down.
You're gonna slow me down as an individual. So sad to say, but I no longer date men my age. You know, it just doesn't work for me. Where I'm in life right now and what I want out of life, it doesn't work for me. And I really tried with you, young boys, but it don't work for me. And I realized that because of what I want out of life, I'm not dating around and I'm not in the foolishness. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, you have older men out there that will waste your time.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the older men that have
their shit together.
Have their, you know, them have everything together and they're just like, okay, I go through all the women them before, I'm ready for settle down now. What me I do
your
that?
test, your phase, your or phase and your test like
what me I do that 22-year-old where I gonna decide to say, oh, I had a girlfriend but now I want to be outside. Never again. That not reach me again. So when I say these things, it's not because I'm being judgmental, it's because been there, done that, and never again.
It make no sense you go through an experience, you can put you through this experience just for you to make the same mistake or for you to do the same thing.
Are you crazy? And the thing is, whenever you talk them something, your people on the internet are gonna bash it and be like, oh, you're going like you're better than people, but you really just have to do what beneficial to you in life.
Yeah, just like, oh, I am not building with no man anymore, like been there, done that. So yeah, sorry to batch that. I was saying that I'm not building with any man, like come with your shit, especially being that I have shit going for myself, come with it, or yeah, bye.
And with me, I'm not gonna now build with you. Because let me tell you, if you have stuff going for you, you're not have to be out where you want to be. If we meet you halfway, we can continue together. once it makes sense. But like you can't be down
Exactly.
here
That means
and
like
I'm here.
a guy that's dead broke. Okay, you probably sound very promising. You're probably ambitious or whatever. I'm not looking at no one ambitious. Like something has to be off the ground. Like
Yeah,
you have to have
definitely.
something going on.
100%.
But from the ground, no. Okay. Another question was, when do you want kids? If you do want.
When do I want kids? So that's not an age thing for me. Again, is when God send the person I'm supposed to have the kids with, and whenever it happens, I guess. I've never really been pregnant before. So,
Which I never really been.
well, I've never been pregnant before. Let me make that clear. I've never been pregnant before. You know, I've never really been in that situation. But when God send the man, like if God send the man, I'm gonna say, okay, this is my person, whatever. And I end up happening for.
It just happened.
It is what.
So
it
there's
is.
not like, oh, you need it before this age or whatever. Like,
Oh,
it doesn't
definitely
matter?
not. Well, I would definitely like to have it before 30. I'm 22 now, so I feel like I have a good amount of years ahead of me. I have like 7 years because I'm 23 this year. So I feel like, yeah, something must come in 7 years. If not, then probably I'm supposed to be a rich auntie.
Okay, let me answer this question. Don't judge me though. Don't judge me. I'm 26. I just turned 26 like a month ago. So I definitely want marriage before kids, because if you want to commit to a child, you must can commit to me. Okay?
Definitely.
So if that don't happen before I'm 30, in which 30 is mine, I am going to have a child for myself. Like the child the child is not going to have a father. I'm going to have the child for myself. A sperm donor, thank you.
Right.
Like I will pick out the perfect man and everything, and this child will be my child. Probably sound crazy, but as long as
It's
I'm in the
actually-
position,
it's not
I'm
crazy.
going to do that.
It's really not.
Because at the end of the day, I only want one child.
But I've been saying a lot lately that I do want to get married before I have a kid. But then somebody
happen.
asked me about a scenario. They were like, okay, what if you meet the man that you want to marry, and you know you guys have spoken about marriage, and then you end up get pregnant before the marriage? Would you? And I was like, no, I am keeping my child. You know, and once he's an active man in my life, I'm gonna say that's in the picture. It's gonna happen eventually. Then.
But okay, but that also brings me to this scenario. Even if I feel like I'm not against abortion, okay, but I feel like at this age, at 25 up, you're too old to be having an abortion. Just like you know what you do, you know the precautions you must take. Like you know, like why? So if it do happen, even though why
Unless it's
somebody
a-
raw that you don't want
Unless
to marry
it's a
anyone?
case where, well, I was gonna say unless it's a case where you're not in the position financially, but then why are you having
at your
raw
own age? Even though the
sex
condom
with
can,
this person?
like shit can happen.
So it depends on the circumstances. If you purposely went there knowing that this is gonna happen, and you know, so the person,
pull and pray, no.
you know, then I feel like you're not being responsible right there.
I need to face the
I'm
consequence
always
of your
tell
action.
any man I talk to, I always tell them, say, if you're not ready to be a father, no way I do. Don't come to me with a foolish but oh no, I don't like wearing this. If you're not ready to be a child, are you crazy?
And I'm not going on birth control just because
Because you not gonna knock me up and then you tell me, oh, I'm not ready for a child, I have to go throw it away.
Are you mad?
Are you crazy?
You know, like you can literally, you can dead, okay? Abortion can kill.
And you men need to start being serious. When I tell woman about them, you not like condom, but yet still y'all not ready for a child. And when I tell woman to go dash them belly because you not ready for
Exactly.
baby.
Like,
Be more responsible.
and like even birth control, you want me to go on birth control just because you want to come in me?
Are you crazy?
So I should mess up my emotions, my hormones,
Yeah.
my skin, all of those.
For your man.
Yeah, you will get tired.
Because
How about
you
that?
don't want to pull out.
Why about you going tight until you're ready then? Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Not
for a man. You're crazy.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, if the child come, I'm not gonna swallow it. I'm gonna keep it. Okay.
No, 100%. And I say it all the time. God
Don't be
forbid.
surprised.
I pray about it, you know. God
Say it don't
forbid. But I pray say it don't happen. You know? So if when the air said Britney Simone a birthday,
Don't class her. So wait, she not married and she said she needed.
don't class me.
though.
I just told God that God, if it's ever supposed to happen, it must be your will. Because you know I'm not ready for it. But I told God that I am gonna keep.
This is not the plan.
I'm gonna keep it. Okay? So if you know, first of all, you're not gonna know, because we don't have my plan out. You're not gonna know. I'm still gonna be posting on the gram as usual. I'm gonna have my content.
Now she giving them the game plan.
They're not gonna know when it happens. That's the thing.
True.
So they're not gonna know. That's what I know. Sorry.
So that like
class me.
at first I would probably like judge some people like, why did I breathe by that guy? Like shit just happened. Shit
And
happened.
all of we are big people.
Yeah.
Once you open your leg,
Yeah, knock it.
and we are big people. If you breathe, you breathe. You know, like
If you wanna keep it,
you're doing
that's
big
on you.
people activities. So when I see people pop out with a belly disease, I'm just like, oh my god, congrats.
Yeah, if you choose to keep it, congrats. If you don't, I support you.
100%.
Do you believe a mom or wife should be working a full-time job and doing all the chores? Like still doing wife shit at home or still doing feminine stuff at home?
Definitely not. So I'm a traditional woman, right? And whenever I'm dating these days, my offer also know if that man is a traditional man. Because if you claim that you want me to do in everything, cook, wash, clean, whatever, which I don't
Take care
mind
of the
doing
kids.
because that's how my mother grew me. You know, I know for unwash, I know for cook, I know for do all of the
As a
stuff.
wife?
I know to do all of them something. But don't think send me a go work from 9 to 5 and me still come home and do all of that.
And take care of the kids because remember the child is in the picture now.
You're gonna have to be taking care of me. So that's that. I'm sorry, I don't believe in doing both of them. And I'm still gonna be making my own money. So I might have a little business on the side, or I'm still being a content creator, you know, whatever. But it's nothing that's gonna stress me out, and then I have to come home and then
Or some passive income, you know?
and then I have to come home and work and
take care of the kids.
take care of Pitney and
That's the
cook
hardest part too, you know, the
and
kids.
iron man clothes. And are you insane?
Personally, like, I always make my man know, if I should have a child, I'm not working, no work at all for at least 2 years. Like,
No,
I'm a full-time stay-at-home.
100%. And
After that,
I also want to attract the type of man that's gonna be like, babes, if you want to work, it's up to you.
Yeah.
But me, I make you know say you not have to work. Like I will take care of.
so that means that's a factor in the guy you're dating. You have to be financially stable.
He has to be a provider, not even financially stable, because a man can have money and he does not want to be a provider. It has to be a man that genuinely wants to be a provider and provide for his woman.
Yeah, but you have people who want to be a provider, but them still like them just not have no luck with the money. Like it just
Oh,
not
well,
coming.
It gotta be both of them.
Right.
See, you have
That's what I'm trying
the
to say.
money and you have to want to be a provider. And you know, say some man are rich and them still provide for them woman. Like
They
them,
gonna grab the bag.
you know, them do whatever for make it happen. But you have some man them will have the money and them mean with it.
But
Them
no man,
stingy
even
with
when
the
them
money.
wife pregnant, right through, him want to work, no one give her anything. Like,
I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I don't want it. I'm sorry. Him have to be a provider. Him have to be like, you have them man there with them know say, this is the woman that's carrying my child and I need to make sure that she's good 100%. I'm gonna provide for her. Anything my wife want,
yeah,
my
a wife, a
will get
happy
it.
life and a happy home. Like,
Period. And it sounds bad, but I want a
Or
man,
either
never
or.
need a man who can cook. Because when my belly big and me can barely get up and move, my man supposed to can make a little meal for me. If I'm sick, I not feel good, my man
Even if
supposed
I
to can
help
make a meal for me. Well, if a helper is
we're probably not gonna leave.
there, then, you know, but the helper not gonna do the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
You can't help
can help yourself.
Something.
Yeah,
Make a
you can
proper
make yourself
sandwich.
breakfast if I'm not in the mood sometime.
Yeah.
You know, or you make me breakfast if I'm not in the mood. Yeah, if you can help. Yeah, if someone I can have boil water good. I'm not interested in those type of men. You have to can help yourself. You have to can iron. You have to know how can put your clothes in the washer. Some man feel like them behave like them can't even do that. They're not even doing the work, but they just don't want to do anything at all. They don't want to help. They don't want to know.
Honestly, I would excuse a man that is like, but I excuse a mish. Like if you're a mish, you're excused to not be able to do those. Like listen, if your money that up, you can always have an help or whatever.
Well,
your excuse.
100%. If
you want your excuse, to be honest. If you're
if you are a man when I know say I not have to even worry about taking the next step. I not have to use my brain. Trust me.
Like, cause there are men that are just super masculine. Like they don't feel like them to do anything when it comes down to like stuff.
And that's okay.
But the money have to match that energy.
Once everything is being taken care of, sweetie, I got you. Anything you want, it's yours.
So it's all situational. Okay?
Anything what you ask me for, it's yours. Anything.
Anything you ask me for, it's yours.
Anything.
Okay, so we're going to the last question. Because my battery's dying, guys. Sorry, we'll get Brittany again. Okay? Okay, long distance relationship. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I was in one, and I'm not gonna say it's awful, but it definitely has to be that both parties want to make it work. And I feel like that's any relationship, whether or not you live down the road from the person or you have to take a plane to go there. A relationship will only work.
No, continue first. Sorry.
A relationship will only work if both parties want it to work. So in terms of like trust, for me, I don't know.
You feel like you need more though, because you always. But do you feel like you need more trust when the person is so far away, a whole different country?
Honestly, I feel like the only time I started to feel insecure in my relationship was because I got a reason to feel that way. But before, everything was good. You know, like if you say, you know, I'm gonna trust you. I'm not gonna project my insecurities onto you if you didn't give me a reason to feel insecure or any past trauma. So, you know, if everything is going good, I want to be like, you know, I'm gonna trust you, I'm a man. But as soon as you give me a reason to even think otherwise, I'm gonna rest. Like, I don't rest. But honestly, if you want to do it, like if you meet somebody and you feel like this person is for you and you just can't live in the same place right now, go for it.
Right now, that's a key word, because you have to actually plan a future together.
Exactly. You can't just say, oh, long distance and then only not have an end goal. There is no goal to say, okay, you know, I have a job right now or I have a lease right now. I can't move from where I am. You know, like if you know just a long distance to long distance and there's no meet up point to be like, okay,
to build a future together and a life
then
together.
That kind of not make no sense.
I'm in a long distance right now, and to me, I have no problem. Like, when I say the difference, I like my personal space. Whenever I want him out here, he's going to be on a flight and he's going to be out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I did not mind it at all, you know. And once communication is very important too. And, you know, once, and
if you're busy and if you're going somewhere, you know, you just keep the person out of respect, you just keep them updated. It's not like, oh, the person is overprotected or they're
not just like that. Out of respect. If you, as I said, if you have to want it for it to work. And you wanting it to work include all of them something. Communicating, not giving your partner a reason to not trust you, you know, reassurance, all of them, because something there is still being a caring partner even though you're far away. Because you can do little things to spice up your relationship. When you can have movie night over the phone, you know, you can still surprise your partner even though them live in a next country, you know.
Yeah, like my man sent me roses 2 days ago and it's all the way.
And then look at something that make you feel girly, you know, and a man down the road cannot be sending you roses.
Right.
So it really doesn't matter. To me, distance does not matter. Unless you care a lot about that, but it doesn't matter.
Unless you're like that clingy person that feel like you need to be up on their partner 24/7.
But I just feel like that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all.
It's giving obsessive.
Especially in this age, like I feel like I still need time to grow as a person and learn myself, and you know, space is required to do that basically. Right. So I don't need to be up under my man 24/7.
Don't mind it at all.
I don't mind a little space. Like it works for me. I don't know if my next relationship wants it to be a long distance, but kind of tired of that. And
what if it happened? Like
if it does happen,
it's not a deal breaker, right?
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker. If it makes sense, then whatever. But I would prefer if it's not, cause
less date nights and shit like this. I love date nights. I love going out to eat and trying different places.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at something there. And And I want to experience having a partner where we live in the same place, not in the same house, but in the same country where we can. I've never had that before, where I have a man that's
You can see them
actively dating me, or we just go run like errands on the road. But never had experience that in my life, never in my life, and I want to know what it feels like. You know, like I want to be able to tell my man, oh babe, you know, a movie come on, I want to go and watch this movie.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait a whole.
Or I want to try a new restaurant here, or
I understand that.
yeah, tired. I want to do like a country run. But I have no experiences when it comes on to that. And my next relationship, that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm gonna try to avoid the long distance.
Yeah, I don't think you should just purposely just go into a long distance relationship unless you're a sneaky person. Like I feel like people that sneaky and want one person, you're someone just. Don't mind me negative, you know. But yeah, that's come to the end of our little girls chat. Thank you, Brittany Simone, for coming.
This was fun.
Me coming.
This was fun.
Like I always love having girls chat with Brittany. Like you express yourself so well.
Oh really?
Yeah, I feel like you're the perfect person for girls chat. Like you're definitely gonna come back on this. Like I have so much more questions for you.
Wow.
Because I didn't even touch on stuff that I wanted to ask personally.
Wow. Well, I guess you guys will see me back here, but it's not for me, I live back in, so.
The girl don't live out here anymore. She's a full foreigner. Surprised me not come out here, she had twang. She's a full foreigner. Love that for her. Love that.
I'm just trying to get the content for you guys, you know? So
thanks for watching. Don't forget to go over to her channel and subscribe. Support her YouTube, TikTok,
Simone.
everything. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.